after high school, my first year of college, for the first time, I wasn't a part of an organized athletic, activity. I didn't have, PE in college, and I also didn't play basketball for the first time in my life since fourth grade, organized basketball, and so I got really out of shape my first year of college, and I came home from my first year of college, and I decided that for the first time I was going to get some exercise outside of an organized activity. And I was kind of afraid of doing that. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it consistently, and didn't know if I'd be able to have success as I was doing it. I was I'd never done anything like that before, and so I started, and a couple of weeks in, I'd been running almost every day, and for that whole summer after my freshman year of college, I was running 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miles. Every day I would go for a run of some kind. Well, I got a running watch, because a running watch, helped me to gauge my times, helped me to gauge my progress. I started out running like a 10-minute mile, pretty slow, and then gradually I started to be able to run faster, 9-minute mile, 8-minute mile, and I could see improvement because I had this running watch that was totally giving me, perspective on how I was doing. And so it was a cool tool. And so since then, I've always had a running watch. I've had a few different running watches because I am irresponsible and I lose things. And I definitely have lost some running watches along the way. Well, I had knee surgery about 1.5 years ago, and so I've kind of been gradually getting back into running since then. And I've got this running watch, or I had this running watch. And of course I would measure my runs again to see where I was at and how things were going. But I realized something on this go around with the running watch. I would go on this run, of 2 or 3 miles, and I would desperately look for my time, the time of the run when I got back, to see where I was at. And I've told many people about the story of going to Wild Waves, and I had all this stuff stolen. Well, my running watch was one of those things that was stolen. So when I got back, I couldn't find my running watch. I didn't realize at first that it had been in that backpack and that it had been, stolen. And so, I'm desperately looking for it. I can't find it, and I feel like I can't go running without this running watch. I can't do this. And, well, I did anyway, and I just was kind of frustrated about it. But, as I got back from like my 3rd or 4th run without that running watch, and I felt like Jesus just whispered in my ear. He said, "Isaac, it is my gift to you that that running watch was stolen." At first I was like, "What?" He said, No, it's my gift to you. He said, "Isaac, I think you've been trying to totally find acceptance by accomplishing a run in a certain amount of time." And that revelation hit me like right upside the face, and I realized that I have been going for these runs, and if I don't make it in a certain amount of time, there's this little part of me that says, "Isaac, you aren't good enough. Isaac, I don't approve of me." And so it was like Jesus just showed me that I have been using this little digital tool to somehow, destroy what he loves so much. That I've been using this tool to try to find like approval and try to find this sense of real fulfillment and achievement when that can only come from him. And as I started thinking about like the little things in my life that I do, seeking approval, like when I walk by windows that you can see your reflection, like I'll often like look at that. Look at my reflection and wonder what I look like. And I realize I don't really care that much about what other people think of me, but I care about what I think of me. And I realize that so often I look at my reflection, or I time my runs or whatever, and I say, Isaac, I don't approve of you. And I tear myself down, and I tear at this person that God has created. We talk a lot about hurting other people, but man, I hurt myself all the time. So Jesus took away that running watch. And I'm finding that I'm enjoying running just for the sake of getting out and exercising, and I don't have to achieve some time to be good enough. I don't have to compare my time with others. I don't have to compare my times with myself. And it's not to say that, the point is not that timing a run or trying to improve your running is bad. The point is when there's things in our lives that we use to tear ourselves down, there's habits in our lives, little habits that Jesus wants to heal us from so that we can be really freed, so that we can begin to thrive in this relationship with him. We need to evaluate those things. And sometimes we think of like the huge things in our lives, and we talk a lot about sex. We talk a lot about, your career. We talk a lot about, have this big prayer life. And all of those things are really important to talk about. But I think Jesus wants to invade like the little things in our lives. The things that are uncomfortable to talk about, because we realize that these little things are a reflection of something so much bigger. And I don't know what it is for you and your life, but I can tell you that Jesus just wants to free you. Wants to free you from the things that you do to hurt yourself. He wants to free you from the things that you try to measure yourself against. You measure yourself against other people. You measure yourself against, people in magazines or like celebrities. You measure yourself against, like your siblings or whatever. But oftentimes you measure yourself against yourself. And you tell yourself all the time that you're worthless, that there's no hope for you, that you're not pretty, that you're not successful, that you'll never be like what you want to be. And Jesus wants to free you from that. So take some time this week to think about the running watch in your life. That little thing that you're trying to be accepted by. And just hear this, that Jesus accepts you the way you are today. He wants to grow with you. He wants to challenge you to grow, and he wants to see great things happen in your life. Throw away the running watch and receive the grace and love of him who frees you.